Now, before I talk about this final episode of YOHANE, I just want to say this is an anime isekai based off of an idol franchise. Girls singing, moi moi, school idols. Let that simmer for a second. They decided to do their own little isekai anime. Their own little world of magic, and even their own little twist. If they wanted to, really wanted to, they could really dive deep into the world itself and the ecosystem and the culture of that world. It was very fascinating. You had places with advanced technology and places that were still using like European restaurant old time technology as well in that world. Seen from Yohane's village. Little town, anyways. Then you had a city which looked very modern and probably has some futuristic. They had futuristic technology in here. I've never seen an anime where, well, at least it's the only time I've ever seen an isekai or an anime like this where it has futuristic technology and old school medieval technology is when the advanced world collapsed that sent people far back into the medieval ages. And that's the only time you were seeing advanced technology in this kind of situation. This time, no. Some places have it, some places don't. I guess the social standing of the place, of whether they have it or not. Because you usually have a place where they use warp gates. Fairies can go inside your technology and help you out. But you still have motorcycles, vehicles, and stuff. It has a unique feel to it. I have never seen in any kind of isekai-like anime. It's very, very interesting. And what I truly want to say is, back on topic, this is a franchise about idols. So tell me why. In the love of God, please someone tell me why. An anime about idols did a better job at making isekai than all the other garbage isekai. Like, do you know how much garbage isekai there is out there? And I'm not just calling the anime. I'm talking about the novels upon manga and anime of just garbage, terribly written isekai, just trash after trash, copy and paste, over and over again. And it's so generic, so terrible, it makes you want to throw up. I'm dead serious. It makes me want to throw up. I remember one time I was on a Raw page, I saw so much manga, new releases, and they were all isekais, with long titles. It was pretty much the same freaking thing. Like, want to live an easy life in their next life. How they became the strongest. How they got this cheat skill. The same old stuff. So the fact that this became more appealing, more interesting, so interesting that even Ginka, a very big anime YouTuber who loves trashing on Love Live, had to admit in his video that this is good. Think about that. Fair. Usually he makes fun of isekai trash, and he says he doesn't mind watching isekai trash. But for him to say an isekai is good is very rare. Very rare. So think for that for a second. How good this show was. I'm not saying it's great, like off the wall crazy, like ooh. But for what it was and the expectations that was put upon it, very low expectations, by the way. It was great for what it was. That's nuts. It's amazing. You know, I wasn't expecting it to be this good. You know, they did drag some things along, but they were trying to sell a point here. How usually when a character finds a resolve and that's it, they keep the resolve and that's done. Yohane kept dropping her resolve over and over again, and that's more realistic than most of the other stories written. There's a ton of character times in stories where the main character loses the resolve, but they pick it back up, but they never drop it again. And it shows how it's not that easy, you know. When something goes wrong, you can fall back into your habit. It's easy to fall back into a habit because we're creatures of habit. So because of that, when we fall into a habit, we're like, oh, it sucks, but we're comfortable with it. It shows that humans can adapt to crappy situations. Like, we can be put in a crappy situation, but we've been put in it for so long, and we have a chance to get out, but it takes hard work. We would rather live in that crappy situation because we're comfortable to it. We didn't have to work anymore. We had this plan, we had a schedule, how to do it. But because of that, we could go bigger, but I'm already used to this. I'm afraid I might fail. I might do it all over again. That fear. And YOHANE had that. The calamity was getting stronger. So strong to the point where it was messing up the technology. Kana's robot friend was not working. And no, I'm not saying that's his name. Mari's wearing herself out. The kids are in despair. The animals are going crazy. I believe the calamity is just part of nature. That's what I believe what it is. It's just part of nature, and it just was planning to destroy that place. They could have gone deep into the lore of the situation they're in, and even other things upon that world that was created for this series. But we didn't want to. It's up for us to leave for speculation, I guess. And I'd rather do speculation so we can discuss, theorize about all this stuff. That would be better, So, that being said, then I'm doing one last song, and even during the song happened, YOHANE got captured again. And then, thanks to the voices of her friends and Laylops, we get to hear Laylop's voice one more time. And then she breaks out of it, and they go back into the singing. And what I like about it is I was predictable because if you read the manga, she stays in the town after all. But it also happens in most of these kind of shows. Big time girl who left the country, the city, the island, go to this, well, not city, but they went to the city to achieve big things, come back, realizing what they missed out on, and they stay there to make things better. It's the same trope that happens over and over again. Funny enough, this doesn't really happen a lot. Only in movies and stories, people. Most people stay in the city and they become corrupting as hell. But hey, YOHANE decided to stay. She decided to stay because she came to a realization that she only left because she felt like she needed to, show the world, to show herself that she is worth something in this world. It was her trying to prove, her insecurities in a way. And that's why she left. She felt like she had nothing to go back to. She had no friends, and Laylops kind of left her in a bad situation. So she's like, you know what, nothing for me here, so I'm going to go. But she came back and realized she was probably wrong. There was stuff for her here. There were people for her here. She just needed that push to open up. And that's awesome. And one thing I want to also say is, isn't it amazing how Daya is only 18, and she's already the chief of staff of this town? Imagine how good you must be for the entire town to put their trust into an 18-year-old. An 18-year-old is still a dumb kid to most people. So the fact that they put their trust into this 18-year-old, that she's that competent, damn. Daya is someone that goes places and stuff. And I guess Ruby just stays in a human form. Okay. No, she goes back to being a fairy. I didn't discuss most of that. I guess she has magic where she can be in a human form. I think I've seen it a couple of times, not just Seven Deadly Sins, but other times where fairies can go into human forms if they want to, but it requires an amount of magic for it to happen till they revert back to the original form as a fairy. So that's fascinating and stuff. Poor you can't use her cannon. Hopefully she can use her cannon, and of course she does. So it's great. All you gotta do is wait on more chapters for the manga. And of course, when that video game hits, by the way, don't forget, the video game's coming out. I wonder what the story's gonna be about that. I wouldn't mind if they do a continuation of this. It don't have to mean a major plot. It could just be them on their misadventures, an anthology of them just doing their crazy adventures and stuff, them just spending time together. I wouldn't even mind that. It's just that this was pretty good. But then I had to remind myself that these aren't the girls from Aquas. These aren't, this isn't Yoshika. This is YOHANE. Remember that. Yoshika and YOHANE are two completely different people. YOHANE is the ego of what Yoshika wanted to become, to help her from her loneliness. But if YOHANE were to become her own real-life person, it shows that Yoshika and YOHANE will still have the same problems of opening up to other people, despite how different they may act. So that's what exactly happened. YOHANE It proves that Yoshi and Yohane are still the same, but yet different at the same time. Isn't that pretty interesting? I enjoyed that concept a lot in this show. I really did. So, that being said, I did prefer this over. Don't get me wrong. I love Aquas. Aquas is amazing. But Yohane just felt like a good main character compared to Chica. Chica felt like, well, the point of Chica was that she was trying to be a copy of Hanukkah, but she wasn't. She had to be her own person. She had to be the normal monster in a way, you know. So that was an interesting concept. But this was great. I still can't get over that Chica's mom, the fucking illegal law alien. The fuck. I still can't do it. Like everyone is taller than her mom, and stuff. Like, jeez, dude, just go to middle school. But yeah, now what's left for Love Live? Don't forget, there's Superstar season 3. Never Before Happened season 3, and of course, Nishisaki is getting 2 or 3 complication films. I don't know. It's gonna be a I think people think it might be a recap of season 1 and 2. If that's the case, I don't see the point. You know, even if you do add in new scenes, it just feels like you could have just done a continuation. You could have just done a movie of New Adventure or something, and we would have been satisfied. Instead, we're getting this complication film. And what's beyond that? Well, there's rumors. I believe I seen another group. Yes, this shit's not ending, people. It's not going nowhere. It's gonna keep going on. They're gonna squeeze Love Live like they're squeezing Idolmaster. I couldn't get into Idolmaster. I'm sorry, okay? I just couldn't get into it. But I definitely could get into Love Live more than anything. Because I don't know why. It's just appealing. I even tried the boyish ones. Couldn't get into it. This one, yeah. I don't know why. I just found it. And it's all because of the memes. That's why. The freaking memes, people. So anyways, I enjoy this. This was excellent. I can't wait for another year to pass where I'm going to do my Love Live marathon. Yes, I'm doing a Love Live marathon where I'm watching all the Love Lives from the very beginning all the way up to Yohane. I'm going to wait until, yes, I'm going to do it before season 3 Superstar comes out. That's when I'm going to do it. So, yeah. It's going to be one hell of a watch, people. Can't wait. So anyways, like that video. I hope you guys enjoyed Yohane as much as I did. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Of course, hit that bell icon to subscribe to the background on anime. Signing out.